Skull Crunch protein bites are the shit. Coming in at 10 grams of protein each, these will surely satisfy any sweet cravings you have while still enabling you to reach your protein and training goals. And they are not only piss easy to make, but relatively cheap to make as well. I'll show you how to make them here. Firstly, you're going to need 50 grams of oats, nice and cheap. You're also going to need some protein powder. We'll be using 60 grams to be precise, but you can use a lot more. Then we're going to use some coconut bits for the crunch and the taste of coconutty. And then we're going to use around, you're going to need about 300 grams of smooth peanut butter. Then I've used some almond nuts. These are optional, you can use chocolate chip instead. And then around about 40 grams to 60 grams of honey. These are your binders. But first, what we need is a big ass bowl. So, get your big ass bowl and mix all your dry ingredients together. It couldn't be easier. So firstly, you're going to put your 50 grams of oats in, pop her in there. You're going to grab your 60 grams of whey protein, whack her in there. You're also going to then grab your, what's next? It's your coconut bits, whack her in there. There's 3 of them now. And then finally, what you're going to do is mix your almond crushed nuts in. I've crushed these down a bit more. Now, obviously, you can use chocolate chips, or you cannot use these at all, but I find these give a nice bit of a crunch to the mix. Then you're going to shake it all about, shake it off, just shake it off. And then you're going to add your wetties in. So, going to add your peanut butter in. Firstly, I did add only 120 grams of smooth peanut butter. Realize this is nowhere near enough, because as you start to see, once I poured the 40 grams of honey and 120 grams of peanut butter in, this thing just did not mix at all, and you'll see why. And it's quite messy as well. It's stuck to my fingers, but then I give my fingers a good suck and a good lick. So we mix it around. As you'll see, this was nowhere near what was required, which again, trying to keep this lean is quite hard when you're trying to use certain binders to make the thing stick. But the good thing is the peanut butter is a good natural fat source. It's good. So as you can see here, we've started to add a lot more in. So because this was not really binding too well, I got my third arm. I got my missus to put on another 20 grams of honey, which made up about 60 grams of honey, and then more peanut butter, which was around 300 grams of peanut butter. So you're going to get this kind of shape down here. Now we've also put coconut extract in this. You can put any kind of extract if you want to flavour it, or you can leave it. But you want to generate a big ball of some sort. So you're going to get a mat. You're going to then, this ball is going to look like a massive snowball. Don't be tempted to throw it against the wall. So what you're going to do is make tiny little balls. Imagine you're making tiny burger patties. That's what it is. Squeeze, squeeze, slap, slap, and you'll be fine. This recipe here, quality amount, I got round about 14 of these balls out, 14 to 15. Some were bigger, some were smaller, but all very satisfying. Now, the rolling of this, again, just take some time to mix it together. They will stick, I promise you. All you need to do is just keep rolling them, keep rolling, keep rolling. And then you'll have a limp protein bite. So 14 of these put out. It's going to only takes about 10 minutes to do these, but very worth it. I'm going to speed this part of the video up though, because watching me roll balls for 14 minutes is not great content. Now you have all of your 15 balls on a mat. What we are going to need to do now is then add in some extras. We're going to get more coconut bits and melted chocolate. Now trust me, you don't really need to do this, but I would highly suggest it. So we're going to mix the chocolate balls in a heated chocolate. It's going to give a nice chocolate layer to this. And then what we're going to do is, once the ball's done, you're going to roll it in your coconut. Now, using it with your hands, it's going to get very sticky. A tip that my partner gave me, who is a full-time baker, was to put the ball inside the coconut bit and shake the Tupperware instead. So don't move around with your hands, just shake the tub, and it was so much easier. and a lot less messy. So yeah, just basically don't do what I was doing there. Leave the ball in and just shake the Tupperware, and it will actually roll itself, and it'll get all the coconut in that you need. Now you can do anything with this. You could cover these in more nuts if you wanted. You could not put the chocolate on. You could not put the coconut on. I mean, do what you want. Again, I'm not your mum. This is what I did to try to make it tasteful, and I do think it made them kind of tasty. This kind of created a kind of like bounty texture. But yeah, as you can see here, I'm shaking it in. That's all you need to do. So once they're all covered, you'll see. I mean, they're not exactly the most presentable things, but I'm not a fucking chef. So, no, a baker. That would be a baker. So what you want to do is, once they're all rolled into perfectly shaped balls, we want to put these in the freezer. But first, a little more sprinkle of coconut bits, just to cover the bits that I've lost. Okay, just a little bit more to recover. And then what we're going to do is put these all into some form of Tupperware or something. Put them in, and then we're going to put it in the freezer for around about 20 minutes. Just to let the chocolate harden and stuff. In the freezer for 20 minutes or so. And then we come back in the fridge afterwards as well for a bit. And then this is what you have. A lovely skull crunch. Are they shaped like a skull? No. Why did I say skull bites? Well, because it's Halloween time and that sounds dramatic for a title. These are protein bites. Give them a try.